Hey guys, John Oakes here, and I want to do a training here on banner ad advertising. Banners are something that are extremely simple. The concept is very easy for people to understand. There's a tremendous amount of banner inventory out there on the internet, so you can literally create an unlimited amount of traffic to whatever offer you want using banner advertising. However, there are some very tricky little nuances that if you're not aware of these and you don't fully understand sort of the bigger picture and some of the little nuances involved with banner advertising, you could really lose your shorts on this. So let me share with you, because I've done this over a number of years. I've done quite a bit of banner advertising in the past, and I recently started to do it again with my current online business. And I thought, it might be something that would be very useful for me to share is some of the lessons learned and some of the things that I've gone through over the years and have caught me up so that I can save you from losing a pile of money like what has happened to me in the past. So let's dig into this. Banner advertising, there's a number of strategies for this, and you're probably well aware that you can just go to Google and do a search and say, whatever niche you're in. Now, my niche is in the home business, make money online niche. So let's just type in make money online and see what comes up. Now, obviously, it stands to reason that if you could get a banner ad for your offer on any of the sites that come up in the top search results for the keywords that are, directly related to your business and your concept, that would make you some money. So let's just click here. Here's entrepreneursabout.com. And when you go there, you can see immediately that hey, there's banner advertising running on these sites. So one strategy, which is, kind of common sense, is you just go to sites that are in your niche that are offering banner advertising, and you click on, not on the banner itself, but just click on the place that says, how to advertise on the site. Now, it looks to me like these are Google. So this is all being run by the Google AdWords program. And Google AdWords, if you're in the make money now niche, make money online, home business, you're going to have a really tough time getting anything approved through them unless you're doing some really advanced techniques like cloaking and so forth, which we're certainly not going to get into here. So I don't recommend using Google AdWords if you're in the home business niche, because it's just going to be extremely problematic. But there's no worries to that, because see, I've gone through this in the past where I've spent lots of time and lots of money getting things set up on Google AdWords only to have my ads declined, or have them start running them and I start getting good traffic and then they just shut everything off and I lose my account. That's the kind of stuff that happens in this industry. So instead of pulling your hair out when you're a brand new person looking to run banner ads, there's a way to start getting into the banner ad industry and really get in the banner ad advertising game in a simple way that's very easy to manage and easy to do. So let me introduce you to this site called Buy Sell Ads. Now you can get there very easily. You just go to buysellads.com. And what this site does is they're essentially a banner advertising broker. So all these different publishers come to them and say, hey, I've got a website with a bunch of traffic and I'd like to sell banner space, but I don't want to manage my own banner advertising. So they sign up here as a publisher with this site, and they register what ad spots and what kind of inventory they have for space and traffic. And then people like us, advertisers, can come to this site and shop through all the different sites and find, what types of ads, what shape, what sizes, what location on the website, how much traffic, all this stuff is available to us. So the real simple and short of it is that you just simply go through here. You could even go here to search the marketplace and type in make money. Now, if you're in a different niche other than home business, of course, you would just type in whatever keywords are conducive to your niche and you'd get the selection for that. But it's going to suggest a bunch of sites here. There's gaming sites, there's blog templates, all kinds of stuff, and you think for me, what I'm marketing is a blogging system and a business opportunity, a way for people to make money online through publishing their own blog posts and own content and selling marketing and training programs. So all of this stuff really is applicable. So it's just a matter of experimenting, testing some traffic, and finding the sites that you believe will be the most conducive to creating customers for what your offer is. So let's just go down here. There's one that says Deluxe Templates. I'm just going to click that. And that's going to tell me what's available for advertising on that site. So you can see here we've got a top sidebar, a big banner. It's a 260 by 150 top right. There's 560,000 impressions per month. And they're basically splitting those impressions among 3 ads of that size. So they're going to rotate those ads through, or there might be actually 3 physical ads at a time being displayed. I'll show you in a minute how to see that. And they're charging $150 for 30 days. So there's 2 different ways that they charge on buy-sell ads. You have flat rate charging, which is an amount per month, which is really the recommended way if you're going to be sort of just digging into this and kind of getting started. I recommend that you use the fixed pricing. Find sites that are offering that, where you have a fixed price for 30 days. You can test it for a full 30 days, monitor the traffic, be able to see what quality there is, see how it's converting for you into leads or into sales, and then you can make a decision whether you want to continue that or not. We're going to talk about testing and tracking in a little bit further down the road here, but first I just want to show you how easy it is to find and get the right kind of real estate for your ads. Also, this same site has a sidebar, which is a little 125 by 125 cubic image. And there's 8 of those on the side of the site, and that's $75 for 30 days. Now, you really can't tell, from the information you see here, there's no way to know if this is going to convert for you. So don't make your decision simply based on price. The price is going to be dependent on how many impressions they have. So that's what drives the price. So, comparing a $75 for 30-day ad to a $400 for 30-day ad doesn't mean it's a more expensive ad. It just means that it's going to be a lot more traffic. So you're going to get a lot more clicks. So essentially your cost per click could either be the same, or it could actually be cheaper with an ad that actually costs more for each 30 days. So hopefully that makes sense to you. Always look at it on a basis of cost per click. And I'll show you how to calculate that out here in a little bit. But initially, you're really just trying to get started. So first what we're going to do is we're going to go look at this site and kind of see what's being advertised there, what kind of content is there, and determine if this is in fact a good place for our ad. So right up here at the top, you can click that, and that will open up that site in a separate window. And then we can kind of get a look at it. It's a very busy looking site for one. It's not really the most favorable for banner ads because it's so busy. There's just so much going on here that the ads just tend to blend into the content. Hopefully that makes sense and you see what I'm seeing with that. Right here is an ad, and then over here are the 125 by 125 cubic images. So this one here looks like it's maybe a 300 by 250 or a 250 by 300 the other direction. Hard to tell for sure on sizing. But this is going to be, probably your most favorable spot right here, which is going to be more expensive, of course. It's going to get a lot more clicks than these down here. Partially that's going to be dependent on the ad itself. But then down here, you've got these 6, looks like 8 spots, and you can see this is the one that's available. And you can kind of look around and see what's being advertised here. So you've got hosting companies, you've got website creation tools, website design. This is actually an ad for the same service that I market, which is Empower Network. Here we've got buy and sell digital goods. This is like a CPA or digital marketplace. Themes, so you can kind of see this, what we're offering, make money online, is certainly a good fit for this site. So absolutely you could advertise on this, but let me help you to avoid one of the biggest mistakes that I see people make in banner advertising. and in really any placement advertising online. Because see, what we've seen so far indicates that yes, this would be a good fit. In fact, you can even see somebody already using this site to market the same thing that we're marketing. Or same thing I'm marketing, rather. I don't know what you're marketing. You can market whatever you want, but if it's a good fit, it's a good fit, right? Okay, so here's something super, super important. Before you make a determination about whether or not you want to run your ads on this site, you have to know what the demographics are for the site. And buy-sell ads does not provide that information. They give you all kinds of other stuff over here. You know, they'll talk about what the content of the site is and how much traffic it gets, but they do not break down the demographics of the site. And what I mean by demographics, if you're not familiar with that term, is who's going to that site? You know, what age group? Is it male or female? What country are they in? The country is the biggest thing that we're the most concerned with. So again, before you make a determination and say, you know, yeah, this looks like a good fit, I'm going to go and drop my money in here and start running ads. Let me save you a pile of money, because trust me, I've made this mistake many times in the past, and this is a huge deal. So because they don't provide that information here, you just need to go somewhere else to find it. So, you know, it's not going to be 100% active or accurate rather, but it's going to certainly give you the information you need to make your decision. So what we're going to do is I'm going to grab the URL for this site, and I'm going to go to this site here, alexa.com. Now, Alexa, if you're not familiar with it, is essentially a huge website that indexes and creates metrics reports for the internet. You know, so it ranks websites, it determines how much traffic these sites have. And let me show you what happens. We're just going to paste that URL for that site in, and it's going to give us the metrics. So what we've got is it's got a global rank of 10,000. This means that worldwide, this website that we're considering running an ad on ranks approximately 10,000 out of the world as far as most trafficked or most popular websites. Now you notice right here there's sort of a red flag. You know, I'm in the United States. My biggest market for what I do, the make money niche, home business niche, internet marketing niche is US. You know, it's US, Canada, UK, Australia, New Zealand fits in there. But you know, when you start getting into third world countries like India and Pakistan and Africa, you know, yes, there's always a ton of interest from those countries, but they seldom ever will financially work out for you. You know, people in those countries, they just don't spend the money. They're always into looking for free opportunities, which, you know, anybody who's been around for a while, you know that there's no way to make money for free. It just doesn't work. You know, you might make a few pennies here and there. And in some of these countries, see, that's the other problem, is that, you know, if you're selling a product for $100 a month, somebody in India or Pakistan is not going to buy that, because for $100 a month, they can feed their entire family. So it just typically doesn't work to advertise to those third world countries if you're marketing something, you know, that doesn't fit their demographics. So, you know, first off, there's a red flag. Let's go down here and look. You can see the gender is predominantly male, but there's some female, which is fine. No college is the dominating demographic here, which is also fine. You know, I mean, we're looking for entrepreneurs, not educated, overeducated people that have kind of been brainwashed. No offense to anyone who's got an advanced degree. You know, I went to college myself, but, you know, you got to recognize that the education system does not breed entrepreneurs, it breeds employees. So the fact that there's no college here is absolutely not an issue. Browsing location at home, that's really good, because, you know, people make buying decisions typically when they're in their home, not necessarily at their work, at school. You know, when people are at work and they're browsing the internet, when they come across something they might want to buy, or they come across a video sales letter, they typically are going to save it and they're going to watch it later at home. So this is really good. But here's the problem. 24% of this site's traffic is India, 10% Indonesia. The United States only makes up 9% of their traffic. And then you've got Pakistan, Brazil. Now Brazil is okay. Thailand is, you know, not so good. Turkey, Spain, Greece. Some of these are okay, but of countries that are going to actually buy this product, or are people who can afford to spend money and get educated for internet marketing, be able to start a home business and treat it like a business. There's just not enough. 9%, and you add a few of these others in here, you're looking at maybe 12%, 15% of the traffic of this website is even applicable to your offer. So what we thought from looking at this was a viable opportunity to advertise is in fact not. I would not run any better advertising on this site. So you can see how, knowing that extra little step. Sorry, gotta get a sip of coffee. Got my fresh roasted Stumptown cup of coffee here. If you don't know what that is, look it up. It's the best coffee around. Anyway, got a little sidetracked there with the coffee. But we're just having fun here, right? So, you can see that knowing that little bit of information to go and check the Alexa ranking and the demographics of the site first can save you a ton of money. And trust me, I learned that the hard way many times over. So now we just go back to the drawing board. And this process right here might be a little bit tedious, but trust me, if you spend, say a couple hours and you find 2 or 3 good sites that meet your criteria to run some banner ads on, that's time well spent. And let me just show you now what happens. Let's hypothetically say that this site does in fact work. Okay, now I could sit here and I could go through this process until we find one that matches, but it's going to be too long a video. So we're going to make an assumption that this right here, this 125 by 125, now if you remember right, that would be this spot right here. Let's say we like that and we're going to go ahead and purchase that ad space. Then we just click the buy now and it puts it in the cart. And you could continue to shop and put as many of them in your cart as you want and then check out all at once and set up all your actual ads all in one swoop if you want to do that, and kind of keeps your time a little bit more organized. But let's just, for the sake of this, let's just do this one. So I'm going to click on the item in the cart, and you can see here's our requested ad space. And it's $75 for 30 days. And then right here you've got a green button that says Upload Creative. So that's the first step in checking out. So the creative is your actual physical ad. Now this part is something that also catches people up. They're like, well, crap, I don't know how to create an ad. It's all these extra different sizes, and I don't know anything about graphic design. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do this. Let me show you how easy it is to come up with an ad. This should never be something that is a challenge for you. So what you want to do is go to Google Images. And if you don't know how to do that, you can just go to google.com, and then you'll see up in the top, it says Images, just click that. Or you can go directly there by going to images.google.com and type in your niche. Make money online. If you're marketing a specific product, then you can type that in also. In fact, let's just do that. Now for me, again, my niche and my product is Empower Network. So I'm just going to type that in and hit enter. And you can see that's going to give you a ton of stuff. Now what we want to do is we want to narrow it down, because we're looking for a 125 by 125 pixel image. So if you go over here and you click on Search Tools, and then you go right over here to where it says Size, you can go right to the bottom of that and click this where it says Exactly and put in 125 by 125. Click Go. Now you're going to get exactly what you're looking for. Now let's see, think you could find something in these results? There's probably what, 4,000 or 5,000 125 by 125 pixel graphics for your offer. So what I do is, just go through and find some that maybe appeal to me and then grab those out. So, let's just go down here. And here's another thing to keep in mind too that, I just kind of thought of, and I'm going to mention it now. hopefully you find this stuff useful. This video might be a little bit long, but there's a lot of stuff that I'm thinking of as I'm going through this that I want to share with you guys to kind of catch you or keep you from getting caught up in some of the mistakes that I've made in the past. Let's go back to the site again and look. Now remember, this site is quite busy. So you can kind of look at the site colors, and what you want to do is you want to be sure that, if you're running an ad on here, now I'm going to show you, you're going to want to experiment around and run some multiple ads. But, first off, creating something that's going to stand out a little bit is a good thing. And you can see as we scroll down here, actually this red, the Secrets Out Empower Network ad actually stands out pretty good among the rest of these. I mean, that's the first place my eye trains as I'm going down the page is bam, right there on the red, because there's very little red on the site other than right there. So what we're looking for this is maybe something with some bright colors that will stand out. So let's go back over here and see what we find. And this one's a nice standout one, but I don't really like it. When you're dealing with the 125 by 125 pixel images, sometimes they're a little bit more tricky because the text, if they try to cram too much, I mean, here's a classic example. This is a ridiculously stupid ad. Who's going to be able to read that, right? There's so much crap on there. So what happens is people's eyes just right over the top of it and go to the next one. So you want to do something, this is okay, it stands out, something with fewer words that's going to grab attention. That stands out pretty good. It's not quite as bright as what I wanted, but it's got the orange and red text in it. So I'm just going to click that. And for the sake of keeping this video short, let's go ahead and use this one. So I'm just going to go here and then I'm going to click View Image. And then I'm going to do a right mouse click, Save Image As. And oh, look at that, I already had that one in there. So yeah, that's already in my folder. So apparently I'd seen that one before. And I believe that that's actually a pretty decent ad. For that ad size, I think that one actually converts pretty well or gets a decent click-through rate. So I'm not going to save it since it's already there. But let's say that's the one we want to use. Now we just go back here to our Buy Sell Ads checkout and we upload the image that we want to use. And there it is. So one more thing I want to mention. You see this spot here where it says yes, animation accepted. That's a good thing. If the site that you're advertising on accepts animated graphics, then you can use what's called an animated GIF file. And that's this format right here. And you can often find those in the Google Images, where you can find the ones that blink or have maybe the arrows flash. I'm not going to take the time to go find one, but something with this one might be that the button flickers or the arrows kind of flash on and off. So that will grab someone's attention more than just a static image. So keep that in mind if it accepts animation. Then the alternative text, you could just put something in. Let's see, this says $6.53 a day, so I would just put something in that says like how to earn $6.53 per day. Click here. I always like to put a call to action in the alternate text because sometimes if somebody's internet connection is slow, the image might not load, but the text will display. And when they hover over the image, the text will display. Let me see if I can give you an example of that. Let's see. Yeah, see that? When you hover over the image, you get it. So that says Living the Mobile Money Lifestyle. This one down here says Buy or Sell Themes for Twitter. You notice that none of these guys put, well, that one's kind of got a call to action, get started today. It makes a difference. Put a call to action in there. I like to just use click here because it tends to incite the right response from someone when they see that text, they are tempted to click. So that's a good thing to know right there. And then the link. Now the link is where you're going to put the URL, the full URL of where you want the person to go when they click on your ad. Now before we put that in there, we're going to talk about that because this is a huge deal. We're going to talk about tracking, because if you're doing paid advertising and you're not tracking every click that comes to your website so that you know where it's coming from, being able to track the country, being able to track whether or not it converts to a lead, then you're going to lose in the end in this game. You're literally playing the odds. You're gambling. If you're not using tracking with paid advertising, you are gambling with your money because you have no way of knowing whether that ad is effective or if it's simply throwing your money away. So let's talk about tracking. Now, there's a number of systems out there that will allow you to track your traffic. There's ways of just simply using Google Analytics to do it, which is free. But Google Analytics is extremely complicated, and you're going to probably, if you're not already an expert in it, you're going to get caught up trying to learn how to set this stuff up. And a lot of this is the kind of thing where if it's not simple, you'll tend not to do it. Tracking is something that can be extremely simple, but you need a third-party tool in order to do it properly. So I'm going to show you one that I suggest. It's called HyperTracker. And this is a really easy way to just set up an account with HyperTracker and be able to create trackable links that you can then use and have a third-party tracking system, so you can then log into your system at HyperTracker and monitor each of your campaigns individually and see what's happening with that traffic. For example, let's just say you decide that you're going to, it could be with any paid advertising. Let's say you're going to do a solo ad with somebody and they say, okay, send me your link and I'm going to send you 500 clicks. Well, then 2 days later they say, okay, great. I hope you got all your traffic. How was that? Did that work out for you? And you're thinking, crap, how do I even know I got 500 clicks? Well, unless you're tracking, you don't know. You also don't know if you just got 500 clicks from India, or maybe you got 400 clicks all from the same IP address, which was somebody just, committing fraud, just giving you a bunch of automated clicks, and they're calling it traffic, and then you just paid for it. And if you're not tracking this stuff, you don't know, and this happens to people every day online. Trust me. In fact, I'm going to show you how somebody tried to scam me recently, or, essentially, I don't know if I'd call it scamming. Those are pretty harsh words, but he tried to pull one over on me, and I'm going to show you how that went. So, this is stuff that will save you. Trust me, this will save you. I wish I had this information when I was first getting started with this stuff. Okay, so I'm not going to go into HyperTracker. In fact, I don't personally even have a HyperTracker account because I don't use it. I use a different service, which is a piece of software that I host on my own, my own hosted domain. I don't necessarily recommend it because it's more expensive to do that. HyperTracker will totally suffice for what you're doing here with this. And it's very easy to use. You just follow their instructions. But from this point forward, I'm going to switch over to the tracking system that I use and show you what's possible. Now, even though I'm not using HyperTracker, you can do all of this same stuff using HyperTracker, and it's just a slightly different process. But HyperTracker, I think, is about $12 or $19 a month, something like that. That will be the best, 15, 20 bucks a month that you ever spend if you're doing paid traffic. Just trust me on that. I'm telling you this, I have no benefit of you signing up for HyperTracker. Like I said, it's not an affiliate program. I'm just trying to help you guys and save you some money. There are other systems out there as well that are similar to HyperTracker that you could use. Feel free to use whatever you want to use. If you've got somebody else that recommends something different, hey, go for it, use it. The important thing is that you're tracking. So I'm going to show you the benefits of tracking using the CPV Lab system that I use. I've got a number of banner campaigns that I've set up here. Let's just look at this one here. It's My Blogger Tricks is the site. And you can see I've gotten 174 clicks. And I'm going to go in here to the stats. Now, here's the cool thing you can do when you're tracking. When you send a tracking link to your banner provider or your traffic provider, they're going to send all those clicks to that link. But then on your tracking side, you get to control where that link actually redirects to. So it comes into the tracking system, it tracks that traffic, and then it sends them to wherever you want them to go. And that can be multiple locations. So for example, you can see in this banner campaign, I have sent basically an even split, 62, 61, and 51, have gone to 3 different landing pages that I'm testing out. So what this allows you to do is really split test landing pages. So for example, I already know that this landing page, 2B, is getting a much higher conversion to opt-ins than the other 2. So once I know that for sure, and I've sent enough traffic to really verify that, then I can pause this one, or sorry, pause these 2 and run all the traffic to this one, and then maybe create another one and add it to it, all without disrupting my traffic or having to deal with changing the link on the traffic side. So that's one aspect of tracking and controlling where your traffic is going. The other thing is that, number one, I get to see exactly how much traffic they've sent me. So I have another third-party validation of how much traffic, and I have used this many times where I purchase traffic from a provider and they say, hey, your campaign's been delivered, and I'm like, no, I've been shorted 25 visitors. I want 25 more clicks. And they say, well, that's not true. And I say, okay, here is my stats from my tracking software. And in most cases, they will accept that because this is verifiable proof of exactly what they've sent you. And there's a number of reports, so you can actually break it down. So we're going to analyze this campaign, My Blogger Tricks. So remember, that's the website, mybloggertricks.com, that I'm running this banner ad on. And let me show you what we've seen with this. So I'm going now into a different report where I can actually pull up the individual clicks for that campaign and look at it. And you can see here's all this. So you can see I've got a lot of different IP addresses. That's the traffic that's been coming in from this. And you can see what landing page they're going to and the referring domain. Sometimes this doesn't always populate, not a big deal. Just sometimes people are going through proxies and it blocks some of the information. But here's the most important thing. I'm going to scroll this over so you guys can see it. Here's where this traffic is coming from. So here we can see Pakistan, United States, a couple of United States ones, India, Tanzania, Indonesia, some more United States, some India. This is very, very, very important. If you're not tracking this and you don't know, then you have no idea where this traffic is coming from. And again, it's a big difference, getting 100 clicks from India versus 100 clicks from the United States. That will make all the difference in your business, trust me. So you have to be able to track this stuff. You just have to. It's part of it, and it all goes back to treating your internet business as a business, treating it like a business, coming at it from a business standpoint, getting all the tools that you need in order to do this right. This is not just a hobby that you're playing around with and you're going to test out some stuff and see if you make money. No, this is a business. So with that, with any form of paid traffic, you're going to lose some money as you're experimenting and you're tweaking things. But if you're doing all these things right and you're measuring and you're tracking your traffic and you know exactly what's happening, then you know when to turn off and not renew a bad ad. And it's going to happen to you. It happens to everybody. It doesn't matter whether you're making $1 million a year or you've not made any money. You're going to run across those times where you start running an ad and the ad is crap and you're getting bad traffic and you're going to turn it off. And in fact, let me just show you an example of that with a couple of the ads that I have running. So real quick, before I jump into that, let me just show you here. When you're using your tracking software, you'll set up a campaign. And again, I'm not going to go through all the details with this because you'll be using whatever tracking software you're using. They're all easy enough to do. But essentially, in your tracking software, you'll go to, add a campaign, you'll create a new campaign, and it'll look something like, let's just go into that same one. It'll ask you some information like, name it, and you can put a few things on it and fill in some forms or some data fields if you want. There's some advanced stuff that you probably won't use. And then you get to choose where you want that traffic to go to. And you can see here I've got it going to 3 different landing pages, and I've got it even split. And then it's going to give you an actual URL for that campaign. And the campaign URL is what you're going to give to your ad provider or your traffic provider. So that's what would go in this link. Instead of sending them directly to a capture page or directly to your sales video or whatever offer you're promoting, you send them instead to your tracking campaign, and then that's where it sends them off to the other. And it's going to be transparent completely to your visitor. They're not going to know that they're being redirected. In fact, let me just show you. If we click test link on this, you'll see that immediately it's going to go straight to a capture page for my offer. So you didn't know that it went through a tracking system, tracked everything, and then sent them over here. It just happens all in a split second. So with that being said, let's go over here, and I'm going to show you an actual couple of ads that I have running right now with buy-sell ads. And we're going to talk about that. I've gotten, and this is basically in 1 month, I've gotten 195,000 impressions, and I've gotten 604 clicks. So the click-through rate overall is 0.31, which is a decent click-through rate for banner advertising. With banner ads, your click-through rate's going to be all over the map. What really matters is, is it a profitable campaign? Which, if you're tracking things and you're generating leads and you're monitoring how that's working out for you and you're getting sales, then it'll work out. It doesn't really matter. I've had profitable banner campaigns that were running at a 0.05% click-through rate. So that's a 0.5% click-through rate, and it can still be profitable. It just depends on other factors. So don't worry too much about this, but a high click-through rate oftentimes means that you're going to have a higher likelihood of having a profitable ad. So let's look at this one, My Blogger Tricks. All right, so you can see that I'm paying $275 per month for this ad. And let's actually go to the site. Let's see, let me just put it in a different window. mybloggertricks.com. All right. So the banner that I'm running is running in this space right here. In fact, that's my ad. And you can see it's an animated one. So it tends to get a decent click-through rate. As you can see, click-through rate is 0.39, which is pretty good. It's pretty good click-through. So it's getting good click-through, and it definitely stands out on the site, but there's a problem here. The majority of the clicks that I'm getting from this site are not in the United States. So I've discontinued the ad. Now, what I've done is I've gone ahead and set it to not renew, but I do still have another 2 weeks that I've paid for, so I'll let it continue to run, and I'll continue to monitor it because there is fluctuation in traffic. But if I continue to see this trend where the majority of the clicks that I'm getting are from other countries, then it's just not something I want to continue to run. In fact, let me show you something here, because on the other side of it, which is sort of an extension for your tracking, what you should be doing, of course, is running traffic to a capture page. And if you're not doing that, you're making a huge mistake. You've got to be capturing leads. Anytime you're paying for advertising and you're just sending somebody straight to a sales page, huge mistake. Rarely is that going to end up being profitable for you, because 60, 70, 80% of the people that will buy are not going to buy the first time they see an offer. And if you don't have a way to continue to market to them over time, you're literally throwing away the larger piece of your profit. So that being said, on the lead side of things, you have the ability to track things. I'm going to go in here and let me just, Aweber is the email autoresponder service that I use. So this is where my leads go. And it allows you to also check things and see, sort of validate where your leads are coming from and break it down by campaign. So I'm going to go add URL contains what's that site called? My Blogger Tricks. My Blogger Tricks. And hit search. So you can see 28. So My Blogger Tricks has generated me 28 leads from the traffic that it has sent. Let me go back to that right there. 186 clicks has generated 28 leads. So you can easily figure out the conversion rate or the opt-in conversion rate by just taking 28 divided by 186, and we're at a 15% opt-in, which is not bad for banner advertising. It's really not. It's not great if you're doing other types of advertising, but for banners, 15%, it's not great, but it's not bad. The problem is, and why I discontinued this, is because as we click through here and we start looking at these, we see that we got Pakistan, India, Pakistan, Rome, Italy. That one's not so bad. And there's some of them don't track, so I don't know where that one's from. Again, if they're on a proxy, you don't get all the detail. There's Tanzania, and as I click through here and look at these, the majority of them are not in the United States. And by the way, with Aweber, you might even not know that you could do this. With every autoresponder service, you should have the ability to go in and view the demographic information for each of your leads. So for Aweber, you just go into the subscribers area and you click on what's in the name field, whether there's a name or not, and it opens all this information. So you can see whether, what emails they've received and whether or not they've clicked on stuff, and also where they came from. And being able to break it down by campaign is simply a matter of entering in some sort of a keyword in your tracking URL. So again, let me shoot back here. And if you're using HyperTracker, you can accomplish this same thing. Right here is the URL to my capture page, and what I've done is I've added in a tracking part there. So it says $SRC equals Blogger. Well, this is a different campaign, but I've broken that down so you can easily see that and be able to monitor that and see that, and that gets passed through in the lead generation part of this. Excuse me one second. My wife just came home, and I'm going to close the door so we don't get the noise. Sorry about that. That kind of stuff happens when you work from home. You just got to embrace it. So that's an important piece also. That tracking part, you just want to pass it all the way down to whatever level you can, so it makes it really easy for you to make determinations about the advertising that you're doing and not be throwing away money. So I could very quickly see in the first month of running that ad that this one's not working out for me, so I'm going to discontinue it. Let me show you real quick. If we go back into buy sell ads, and let's just break this down so you can kind of get an overall picture. Most of the time when you're using done for you traffic, like if you're buying traffic through solo ads or you're buying traffic through other traffic providers, you're going to be paying anywhere from 75 to $1 a click, 75 cents to $1 a click. That's pretty much the going rate for done for you business opportunity type traffic. But you can see when you're running banner campaigns and you start setting this up and managing some of this yourself, you can actually get traffic a lot cheaper than that. In fact, it's literally about half the price. If we look at the total amount that I've spent so far, is $275 plus 30 plus 74 plus, oh, whoops. Sorry about that. I added the wrong column. So we got $30 plus $275 plus $37.50 plus $42. So $384 divided by 604 clicks. So we're running at 63 cents a click right now. But you'll notice that the dates on these, well, you can't see the dates on this page, but this is only 2 weeks in. Well, this one's almost over, and it's been canceled because it was bad traffic. This one's only 2 weeks in, so I've got another whole 2 weeks. So I'll get another 186 clicks at least on this campaign before this money runs out. This one is only 3 weeks in, so there's another week of clicks on that one. This one I just started today. So I've got no clicks yet. I literally just got approved a few minutes ago. So I will end up probably around the 35 to 40 cents per click price range on this traffic. And once I eliminate the ads that aren't working and find a few more that are demographically correct, then what happens is, those clicks are more valuable to me. And, this is just the process you go through when you're running banners. Again, this is why you have to test and track. So you get some that don't work, they don't pan out, you cancel them. You get a few more, you add a few more. So I just continue to add a couple of these, couple new ads, placements every week, and weed out the ones that aren't really working. And eventually what you have is you have a portfolio of ads that are running on a continuous basis, bringing you traffic, getting you leads, getting you sales, that are weeded out. You've weeded out the bad stuff, and you've got stuff that's working really well for you, and you're getting a great price per click. This is a nice site to use because you can centrally manage all of it instead of having to go and work out deals directly with owners of sites directly and have to keep track of all that in a spreadsheet. You have one site that tracks everything for you, and you also have a level of accountability there if you have a problem with a vendor. So I think that pretty much covers that side of it. But before we end this video, I want to share with you, I mentioned earlier that I had an individual, a private placement banner ad on a site that the guy tried to sort of swindle me. So let's talk about that real quick. What happens when you start running banners on a lot of different sites is you'll get people that will contact you because they see that you're running banner campaigns, and they'll make you an offer because they have a site and they're trying to sell ad space. So I got contacted by such an individual I think it was about a week ago, and we had this conversation where he told me his site is bloggertipstricks.com. So let's go there, take a look at it. And you can see this is my banner running at the top of this site. It actually shows up on every page at the top of the content. He's got a lot of content on here, and some of it's pretty good content. A lot of stuff about SEO, Facebook marketing. It's a perfect content match to what it is that I'm marketing. And what he told me initially was that his traffic was primarily US traffic. And let me see if I can find this in here where he said that. Let's see, he was talking about his blog is famous for internet marketing and high quality articles. And he actually sent me a document, which looks like it got lost in the document trail here, but he sent me a PDF document that was a screenshot of his Google Analytics that showed that like 98% of his traffic was from the United States. But when I went to Alexa and typed in his domain name, which is bloggertipstricks.com, I got a different story. And you can see that according to Alexa, 63% of his traffic is from India. The United States only makes up less than 5%. So I confronted him on that. And by the way, he was going to sell me banner space for $150 a month on his site. And he's got about 10,000 unique visitors per month. So immediately I said, well, that's too high a cost. That doesn't really pan out because I'd need to get, a lot of leads to make that work for me for $150 a month. And then he came down and said, okay, I'll make you a deal for $100 a month. And I said, well, that's when we got into the demographic discussion. And he's trying to tell me that Alexa is not right. So let me see if I can find that. Yeah, see, so here's what I told him. The level of traffic you have on your site does not warrant 150 a month for me. I would need to get 100 leads per month to make that in line with what I pay on other traffic sources. I would guess that your site would only net me around 25 to 30 leads a month. If you'd like to make me a better offer or allow me a lower cost first month to test it out, perhaps we can agree. So then he came back and said he'd do 100 a month. And then I confronted him about the difference between Alexa and what he told me, what he provided me. And then he told me that Alexa was wrong and that his was right. So what I said was, let me see if I can find it. There, I told him, if you want my business, you're going to have to run my banner for a test period before I'm willing to pay. You're asking me to trust you over Alexa. And I said, prove that your analytics are correct and that your traffic is worth my money, and I'll have no problem paying for ad space. Let me know. Well, he came back and said, yes, I'm interested. So I went ahead and sent him a tracking URL and sent him my 468 by 60 banner, and he put it up on the site, which is what you see right there. Or sorry, wrong site. Where'd it go? Anyway, I showed it to you a second ago. So here's what we got. It's been running for, I want to say 3 or 4 days. It's this one right here, and this is back in my tracking software. And we can go in here and see that it's run, 14 clicks there, 13 to that one, and 5 to this landing page. So we're getting traffic, but when I go into the visitor stats now and I look, because again, according to him, 98% of his traffic is United States. So what I should see, if he was right, let me find it. If he was right, I should see mostly US traffic, right? So here's all the traffic I've gotten from his site, and here's where it's coming from. So I have India. I've got 1, 2 United States, 1 Australia, and then I've got India, Pakistan, India, 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 a couple of more UK, which actually is the same person twice. And I think there's another one up there that's same person twice. But essentially, these don't jive with what he was trying to sell me. So just as I suspected, this is probably not going to be a placement that I'm going to want to continue. And again, I negotiated with him and didn't have to pay for anything. So he's sending me free sample traffic at this point. So let's take that a level further, and we can go in here and actually see if that campaign or that banner has generated any real leads. If I can spell. Tricks. All right. And we've gotten 2 leads from his site so far. And what we have is India and Bangladesh. So yeah, I mean, these are pretty much worthless leads. If you're getting leads and you're generating leads from India and Bangladesh and Pakistan, they just don't back out. You're not going to get people that are paying customers from those countries. I mean, it's going to be like a 1 in 1,000 kind of thing. So this is, again, why you have to be so careful about where you're buying your traffic, where your money is being spent, and tracking so that you actually know what you're getting. I can't emphasize that enough. That is a huge, huge deal. So hopefully you guys have gotten some value from this. And you see that banner advertising can actually be a very, very profitable and very easy to manage thing if you know and understand some of these key factors. And so the other cool thing about using buy-sell ads, especially as sort of your entry step into banner advertising, is that you can be very selective about the amount you're spending up front. If you go to do done for you traffic through solo ads and those kind of things, most of the time they're going to want minimum a couple $100. Most likely it's upwards of $500 to $1,000 just to sort of buy in. Whereas banner ads, you can get stuff very, very inexpensive and start testing it. You can see I have this one for $30. $37.50. This one I just started for $42. Let me show you that site. It's already getting traffic. See that? So, I mean, literally, I just set this up like a half hour before I started making this video, and I'm already getting impressions. It hasn't generated any clicks yet, but it's getting impressions, which is a huge deal. So you can see that's my ad, and let's go to the site. It's called mywifequitherjob.com, and there it is, right there at the top. So, I mean, that is a very prominent position for that banner, and I'm positive that that's going to get a pretty decent click-through rate because it really jumps out off the page when somebody lands on this site. And it's a perfect demographic match. Also, this site has better than 50% of its visitors are United States, and that's been verified with Alexa. So it's a really good fit. And we'll see how it goes. You know, again, it's just a matter of testing it, tweaking it. But again, it was $42 for an entire month worth of impressions on this site. And there's other banner space available on this site as well, so I might snatch up some more. And that's the thing, is if you find one that's a good match, that's getting good profitable clicks for you, there's a number of things you can do. When you go into that campaign, you can see on the side over here that advertisers who advertised on this site also put placements on these sites. So you can go through some of these, and it might save you some time in finding some good related placements. It's just a very, very simple system to use. So I do encourage it, you know, for those that have a small ad budget maybe to start, if they want to get some traffic coming in right away and want to start learning and delving into the process of banner ad campaigns. It's a great way to get started. You know, again, don't expect that you're just going to instantly start being profitable. In fact, on the profitable thing, I forgot to mention, let me shoot back over here to my ads, and then I'll kind of end with this. This process of testing and tracking ads, you know, like I told you, I had 604 clicks. I've had a total of, I think, 250 leads generated from those 604 clicks, which, you know, if you back that out and look at your cost per lead, let's see, 604 clicks, I'm pretty sure it was 230, you know, don't quote me on it. I think it's about 230 leads. So if I take the total amount spent, which if I remember right was like $342, and divide that by 240 leads, that's $1.40 a lead, which is a really good lead cost in this industry. Now remember, a lot of those were garbage because they're India, Pakistan, you know, countries that are never going to buy. And sometimes what I do is I go through and I weed those leads out of my autoresponder over time because they just aren't really going to benefit. But it's part of the process, you know, testing and seeing what you're getting with traffic. But out of that 240 leads, I ended up with two $25 sales. And if you don't know what Empower Network is, you know, we have a sales funnel, which, you know, if you're not using a proven sales funnel in your business, again, you're missing out on huge profits. I have the ability to make close to $5,000 per $25 sign up. So what happened was the two signups that I got from this traffic made me initially $50 because they were each a $25 sale. But one of those people upgraded to what we call our Inner Circle product, which is a $100 a month recurring product. And then on top of that, they also bought the next level product, which is called the Costa Rica Intensive, which is a $500 product. So let's total this up. I had two $25 sales, so that's 50 bucks, plus an upgrade to $100 a month. Okay, so that's $150 per month that will come in, residual income, plus another $500. So my total profit so far from this advertising was $650, and if you subtract out my $342, I believe it was, in ad costs, I have a profit of $308 just from ads that have not even been optimized. So, you know, that's what you can accomplish with banner advertising. It's not hard to do, but you have to be able to track it and experiment and understand the metrics of your business And more importantly, if you're not in Empower Network, I suggest that you get in Empower Network and start marketing that, because that's where you can really start to make money. Because what we offer with Empower Network is a complete sales funnel system that not only is providing the most comprehensive and by far the best internet marketing training products, but we have a complete blogging system that teaches you how to create blog posts and create fabulous content, get that content syndicated across the internet, get it ranked, get traffic coming in through that as well. You know, this is just one way that I'm experimenting with paid traffic. Most of the money that I've made so far in Empower Network, which, you know, right now for me is about a $10,000 to $15,000 a month income, I've done through free traffic. So that's just comes in month after month. I work a couple hours a day doing this business. And I know that some of you watching this are probably out there struggling. You're running AdSense ads on your blog. Maybe you've got websites and you're trying to pump ClickBank offers or maybe JVZoo offers, and you know you're looking to make those little weenie commissions on a sale. You're going to have a really tough time being profitable over time with paid advertising when you're basically getting, you know, marketing a $35 product and getting $17. It's just not going to happen, you know. So I highly encourage you to check it out. See what it is that we're doing with Empower Network, and I show you in some of my videos exactly how this works, what I'm doing. The Empower Network system offers incredible training that shows you how to leverage the system and how to, you know, basically go from being broke and getting these weenie commissions to being able to create a real business that has a sales funnel that's doing the hard work for you. You know, I'm just pumping these people in to my system, and my autoresponder is sending out messages to them. I've got sales videos that are created by Empower Network that are doing the selling for me. They get into the system. Once they sign up and they become a customer, only then do I even communicate with them and get them plugged in and get them, you know, into the system and get them helped getting started, plug them into my mastermind group. You know, all of this stuff that we offer, it's a full community of people that are willing to help you. So, you know, if you're struggling in internet marketing, you're just kind of aimlessly trying to market different products, just stop. Just stop, take a step back, and take a look at what it is that we're doing, because, you know, there's no reason for people to be struggling like that online when you can have access to something that's going to actually be a solution for you. And I'm certainly not telling you that you're going to earn money immediately, that you're going to just, you know, get rich overnight. But if you plug into this system and you plug in with our community and you start getting the help that you need and have access to people who actually are getting the kind of results that you want, you know, miracles happen. That's just all I can say about that. So again, I think I mentioned it earlier, but quick income disclaimer, since I've been talking about money and income, my results are not typical because I don't do typical things. You know, I don't teach anything typical. If you want to be typical, you get typical results. You know, it always baffles me how people want to know, well, what's the average person doing? Well, the average person is making little to no money at all. They're struggling. They're doing the things that average people do. If you want to stop being average and stop being typical, then you need to step up your game and start growing a real business and start getting the tools that you really need and access to the right people, and, you know, have a mentor that can show you what to do that's actually doing those things. That's what we do here at Empower Network. So if that's appealing to you, then again, click the link that I'll provide either at the end of this video or below this video. Put in your email address and see what it is that I'm doing. If it's not a fit for you, hey, that's cool. That's totally cool. If you like what you see, I invite you to connect with me on Facebook and open a dialogue. You know, share with me what you're currently doing, and we can talk about this. If you have questions, I'm easy to reach. I'll put my Facebook connection info, my Facebook address at the end of this video also. You know, hey, just start plugging in with some stuff that works. That's all I can say if you're struggling. If you're not struggling and you've got something that's working fantastic for you, hey, power to you. Keep doing it. And I hope that you got some value from this video. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a fantastic day.